Hi, I'm Carson.
I'm Erin. We're a husband and wife real estate team at Triplemint.
We're spouses selling houses.
That's right, and this is our 2021 year in review.
It's a team job. We're a good team.
Okay.
This is one of our bed-style listings on Macon. This was a really beautiful two-family brownstone and bed-style. It was really well cared for.
Yeah, it's just what you think of when you think of a Brooklyn brownstone. Lots of original detail.
We were actually the third agents to get this listing, and we really wanted to knock it out of the park for these sellers because they'd been trying to move to New Jersey for years.
It's so hard to come into a situation where people have had bad experiences maybe with other agents because you have to understandably try to regain their trust. In this case, the first time it was listed, it was just way overpriced. It's a huge problem because it turns away so many potential buyers from even seeing the place.
So we were very strategic about our pricing, and we ended up being on the market for just 21 days. We got 4 offers, and it ended up selling at $122,000 over our asking price.
The buyers that we sold it to were also just really sweet people. They wanted a 2-family home so that their mother could live in one of the units, be close to their family, but also have their own space. So it just really ended up being a situation where it worked out great for the sellers and it worked out really well for the buyers as well.
This is the warehouse that we sold in Gowanus.
This was really special. It was sort of personal for Carson. It was someone he knew.
We both moved to New York from Texas, and when you move to New York, you don't really know anybody, and you have no idea, like, the people that you first meet when you move here, how impactful they're gonna be. And the owner of this property, his name was John, and he was one of those people for me. Over the years, we would catch up every now and then. We'd have coffee off of Smith Street and just sort of touch base, and he was a fascinating person. He had passed away, and his executor had called me earlier this year, and she told me that he passed and that in his will he stipulated that I sell his building for him so that his niece and his nephew could get the proceeds.
It was a really interesting building. It was commercial, but he used it as a residence and also as his art studio.
This property is located in Gowanus, and if you're not familiar with Gowanus, it has a very long, storied industrial history, and a lot of materials that were made there used solvents that were toxic at the time. And so it's not uncommon for commercial property to be sold to have what's called a phase 2 inspection, environmental inspection, which is where they bore into the ground, they take soil samples, and if the dirt is dirty, it's a big problem.
We listed the property. 2 people offered way above asking price, but we also got an offer from a really savvy developer, chose to forego any of the environmental tests. And so he was making an offer just under asking price, but also with no contingencies.
So this buyer, actually, he lived nearby. He would pass by the building every day from going from his home to his office. And every time I showed it, I made sure to keep the gate rolled up and stand outside talking to people as long as I could so that he would drive by and see that I was showing it. And it worked.
Yeah, he increased his offer. We closed quickly without any issue. John's niece and nephew received their inheritance and a formerly commercial property in Gowanus. It's now being converted to residential use by the new buyer.
Oh.
Okay.
Well.
Okay.
This was our very first flip, and it was outside of Austin, where I'm from, about an hour outside of Austin. For some reason, we decided it would be a good idea to flip a property long distance.
He started going down to Texas in February through October. This is actually the before of this room. It's the same room. So he knocked down this whole chimney, redid the walls, finished the floor, and it really opened up the room, as you can see.
This is the shot of the kitchen. This is an old house. They said it was built in the 60s, but I think it was built much before that. I think it was actually moved in the 60s because it's an original shiplap. These are actually like different sizes and colors of old growth pine. They had square nails in them, which my father, of course, looked up and told me they were dated back to the late 1880s. Thank you, Dad. You can see the after photos of the kitchen. We had a subway tile backsplash from the countertop to the ceiling, put in some butcher block countertops, refinished the floors, really kind of made it pop. Thankfully, Erin took on a much larger role in our New York real estate business while I was down there. And so I was very fortunate that she did that.
That's very sweet. Yeah, well, it's nice. The nice thing about being a team is that, we can sort of double book. We can both be out doing things at the same time. But when it was just me, I had to do everything, boots on the ground myself.
Thankful that you were willing to go above and beyond for the biz.
You're very welcome. It was my pleasure.
We are in contract on this. It's supposed to close in the beginning of January.
Hopefully we'll wrap this up and then we'll see what 2022 has in store.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
Congratulations. You did a really good job on that, Carson.
Thank you. That was 2021, and I think we owe a big thanks to Triplemint for really having our back.
To all of our clients who were so easy to work with, and we were really grateful to be able to help them transition to a new situation.
And to my family for helping me with this monster of a flip, and my wife for holding things down while I was in Texas.
And to my husband for being so wonderful. So we'll see what 2022 has in store. We hope everyone stays happy and safe and healthy.
Happy New Year.